Good morning. Today is Tuesday, April 28th, 2020. I just wanted to hop on here to tell you guys about your packet today. Today's Toodle Tuesday, and I have a toodle from Kaylee to Charlie. It says, to Charlie, from Kaylee, Charlie, you are my BFF forever. Wow, that was really cool. Thank you, Kaylee, for writing that to Charlie. If you guys have something that you'd like for me to say on our packet morning announcements, you could send it in next time whenever we turn in our packets. Today's Toodle Tuesday, so you can write it to anybody in our classroom or outside of our classroom. Make sure you give it to your family if you do, okay? Today's packet, I included all of the links that I send your families and websites. So if your family is not with you and you have access to the internet, you can just type in all of those letters and those links will work like that too. I have a link for everything that we do, so that way it will help you with your worksheets if you need extra help. The first thing I want you guys to do today is your Apr. Remember, the worksheet we have is a lot of reading to yourself. You have all of those words. First you point to it and then you just read it the fast way. And then you go over all of it one more time and you practice reading the words in your head. And then when you're done with that, you practice reading them like a pirate, silly. Remember, it's so important to do Apr for good readers, so that way you can get better and you can read bigger words and write better. It's so important for kiddos who are just learning to read and maybe need a little bit extra help, because it helps you with your practice that you need with reading and sounding out words and giving the sounds. So this is really important. When you're done with this, write 2 sentences so that way your brain can be thinking about the new words that you were just reading. Don't forget to include your capital letters, your correct spacing. Make sure your sentences make sense. And a lot of things I saw last time I saw your papers are your handwriting. I'm thinking about your handwriting. Please use your best handwriting. Try your very best here. You've got this. And then when you're done with that, you can go to the next page and practice reading. It's the same story as yesterday. So just practice reading it again. This time, you're going to highlight all the affixes, and then you're going to reread this story. And then you're going to think about questions you have. So you're going to write at least 2 questions. Remember, a question starts with a capital letter, ends with a question mark. So check that out. When you're done with that, turn the page. Then you're going to use your spelling words that we usually spell together to write triangle words. So the first word is dishes. The second word is handle. The third word is maple. And the last word is tickle. And then once you're done with that, move on to your STEM challenge. If you're not here yet, you could always press pause in this video, or you can go back to this section so that way you can hear any part over again. So the STEM challenge today is you are going to be, you're gonna be thinking back to the story you read yesterday about the elves and the shoemaker. And you're gonna be completing number 1, this is just like last week. 1, 2, and 3. And this is to get you thinking about the growth mindset and the fixed mindset and what they were talking about in the story. So 1 would be coloring this first page. writing your name on it. 2 is answering the questions that is on this page. What does the shoemaker say that showed a fixed mindset? What could he say if he had a growth mindset? And so you need to write your answer on each of these blanks. And then it has a thinking question that you need to complete. Do you think the shoemaker might change his mindset at the end of the story? Why or why not? So you think about that and then write your answer in your best handwriting. And then number 3 says, it's talking about fixed and growth mindset. And it has a paper here at the bottom that you can either cut out and glue up on the top. You sort them, fixed and growth mindset, you think about it. Or you can, if you don't have any glue and scissors, then just write them in. It's good practice anyway. Then color your page. All right, when you're done with that, it's time for your writing. And today, you're just looking at your plant journal. So go look at your plant, check to make sure if it needs water, to water it. If it doesn't need water, just look at it, draw a picture, write about it, and then it's time for math. So if you are a senior or a junior, let's start with juniors. If you're a junior, today you're going to be looking at tens and ones and hundreds. You're going to be talking about hundreds too. So that's lesson 6.7. Starts on page 368. Tens and ones to 100. It's exciting. Those are big numbers. So you're going to be working on share and show and on your own. Remember, if you want to do the whole lesson, the more practice, the better. But if you don't want to, at least do those 2 pages so you can get some practice, because next year that's what you're going to be doing. So I'm going to read the directions to you, and if you have any questions, make sure you let me know. It says use your math board and your tens and ones. Because we're not at school, you don't have a math board at home. But what you could do is you could draw, for tens, we do sticks, and for ones, you do dots. So you can draw them out. Or you can just count them. They're drawn for you on your paper. So it says show the tens and the ones. Write the numbers. So the first thing you would do is count the groups of 10. How many groups of 10 are there? And then you would count how many ones there are. And then you would add them together and see how many you had all together. So for example, if I counted 5 tens, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it'd be 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 51s, plus maybe I only had 3 ones left over, so plus 3 more, so 50 plus 3, the answer would be 53, and I would write the number 53 down. Just continue doing that the whole time. If you have any questions, check those learning videos out, and also let me know. I'd love to help you with any of this one-on-one. Okay, seniors, same thing today. You guys are going to be doing chapter 6, but lesson 7, you guys are working on 3-digit subtraction. You're going to be regrouping tens, so finding groups of 10. So this is a little bit tricky. On this paper, I want you to do the share and show. I also want you to do on your own. Remember, the same thing goes. If you want to do the whole thing, you can. The more practice, the better. But I want you to at least try to do these 2 pages. This is going to be really important for you to look at this. This has a step by step. I want you to look at this and read it. And then if you have questions still, I want you to look at that learning video. That I emailed your family. If you still have questions, please let me know and I will get on and we will talk about it together. And you guys have got this. What you're going to do is you're going to start with the ones column first, and you're going to subtract, and then you're going to go over to the tens, and then you're going to go over to the hundreds. It's going to be really big numbers here. I'm excited to see your work. Okay, you've got this, guys. So I hope you have an awesome day. Work hard today and have a lot of fun. I will see you on Wednesday.